Welcome to our lesson today. We're going to learn quite a number of things, but just a recap on what has been going on in our previous classes. We looked at simultaneous equations, and on the simultaneous equations, we say that we have, as of now, we have around, there is 3 methods which we can use in solving the simultaneous equations. And then number 1 method is substitution method. Number 2 method is elimination. Number 3 method is graphical method. And then we also have matrices method. But the first 3 are the ones we are going to learn as of now. For the matrices method, we are going to learn it at the senior school. Just get the introduction part of it in grade 9. That is on the matrices. So on our lesson today, we are going to just measure on elimination method. And through the elimination method, we are going to find the values of unknowns. Because in every simultaneous equation, you will find that there is 2 unknowns you are given. Either E and F, J and K, M and N, P and Q, O and R, but there must be 2 unknowns. So the 2 unknowns, they are the ones you are going to find. And as you find them, when you replace them on the positions they occupy, they are going to bring the equality on both the right and the left side of the linear equation. So we begin with our first question. Solve the following simultaneous equations using elimination method. So for elimination method, we are going to use 2 principles. And the first thing before we check on the principles or the things that guide us, you are going to check on the equations. What have we been given? Because we have x plus y is equals to 8, 2x plus y is equals to 13. So we have 2 unknowns here, that is x and y. So the first step is choose the letter to eliminate. So if you choose x, if you choose y, it is upon you to decide. So after choosing, you now check on the signs, and we have these key things that are guiding us. If they have different signs, you just add, and then that is DSA. Then we have the same signs, subtract. If they have the same signs, you subtract. What are we talking about the signs? Now, after choosing the letter to eliminate, you are going to now decide or check on the signs that are before the letter. For example, here it is positive y, this is positive y. And using our principles here, they are going to guide us which one we're going to use. The signs are the same, positive, in both cases. So we are going to use the second principle, which is same signs, subtract. So we are going to subtract every term in both equations with their corresponding terms in the other equation. So we are going to have x plus y is equals to 8, then 2x plus y is equals to 13. Now, the subtracting is going to affect every term on the equation. So for example, here, we are going to subtract 8 minus that. 8 minus 13 is negative 5. It's negative 5. Y minus that is plus 0. And then x minus 2x is going to be minus x because x is less than 2x. So it's going to give us minus x. So minus x is equals to minus 5. Divided by negative 1, divided by negative 1. Our value of x is equals to 5. Our value of x becomes 5. From there, what you do is this. You replace the value of x, replace the value of x in either of the equations. So you use one of the equations and replace it. That is, replace the value of x in it. So we choose the first equation, x plus y is equals to 8. We had gotten the value of x, which is 5. So 5 plus y is equals to 8. Y is equals to 8 minus 5. Y is equals to 3. So our first case, the answer becomes our value of x is equals to 5 and y is equals to 3. We are done with our first equation. So we come to the second equation. 5e plus 2f is equals to 12. Then we have 6e plus 3f is equal to 21. So the first step we have said is this. The first step is recognizing or choosing a number or a letter that is going to be eliminated. For our case here, we have E and F as the unknown. So we can choose one of them, which I choose as F. And now, if I choose F, second thing, we are going to check on the signs before them and the numbers that are before those letters. We have 2 here and 3. So for us to eliminate this one, the value of the number before F, they must be similar. And the first thing to consider, it is the LCM of the two numbers. Like now 2 and 3, the LCM is 6. Now, the next third thing to consider, what is the sign before it? So, after checking the sign and the numbers before the F, you are now going to choose and restructure your values or the terms in each and every of the equation in a way that you are going to have same value at the letter which you are going to eliminate. So the LCM of 2 and 3 here is 6. So how do we make our number 2 to be 6? We are going to multiply it by 3. How do we make our number 3 to be 6? We are going to multiply it by 2. So when multiply, that number is going to affect every of the term in the equation. So you are going to multiply 3 here, we're going to multiply by 2 there. So the next thing is redefining our equations. So 5 times 3 is going to give us 15e plus 6f is equal to 36. The next thing, these two affect all the terms on the second equation. We have 12e plus 6f. 6f is going to give us 21 times 2 is going to give us 42. Now, we go back to our DSA and SSS. Which one are we going to use? We are going to use the second one because the signs are similar. So we choose this one. What do? We subtract. So what are we subtracting? 36 minus 42. It's already giving us a negative number because that 6 is smaller than 42, which is going to give you negative 6. So 6f minus 6f is going to give us 0 plus 15e minus 12e. 15e minus 12e is going to give us 3e. So 3e is equals to negative 6. Our number, you divide by 3 everything. Our e is going to be negative 2. If e is negative 2, then it means that we can now replace it in our first, that is either of the equations we had. And when replacing it, you do not replace on the redefined equations. You replace them on the initial equations that we had begun with. So replace the value of e. So replace the value of e in one of the equations. So just choose and we go by the initial equation. So we can choose 6e plus 3f is going to give us 21. We do not use the second redefined equations after finding that the values of f are not similar. So when we redefine them, we are going to make them to be similar. So 6, our e is going to be negative 2. So we have 6 into negative 2 plus 3f is going to give us 21. I put it in bracket because sometimes you may find numbers or letters that have to be multiplied even by the signs. So when you put them in the bracket, it makes your work easier. For example, here 6 times negative 2, you're going to get us negative 12 plus 3f f is going to give us 21. So 3f is going to give us 21 plus 12. Why 12? 21, if you take this 12 to the other side, it's going to give you a positive number because there is change of sign. So we have 3f is going to be 33. So if you add this and that, it's going to give you 33. Out of 3, or you divide by 3, our f is going to be 11. Our f is going to be 11. So that means that our values for E are going to be -2, and f is going to be 11. The value of E is going to be -2, and the value of f is going to be 11. So we want to do another 3 more examples. But you can check this. The understanding of this question is very easy as long as you are very specific on the method you are using, because it is very easy that it may mix you up. But at the end of the day, we have to do it. At the end of the day, we have to do it. So we go to our third question, and our third question, part C, it goes by 4m plus 4n. 4m plus 4n is going to give us 6, and then we have 10m plus 2n is going to give us 7. So from there, the first step, you choose on the letters to eliminate, and for this case, I'll choose letter n. So after that, check on the numbers that are before n, the coefficients of n. Here it is 2, and here it is, that is number 4. So the LCM of 2 and 4 is 4. So the signs are positive and positive. So what do we do? For us to get 4 here, we just multiply by 1. For us to get 4 here, we just multiply by 2. And we have said that this number 1 affects everything on the first equation, and the second 2 here affects every term on the full equation of the second equation. So it's going to be 4n plus 4n is going to give us, that is 6. That is 1 times that. So 10 times 2 is going to give us 20n plus 4n is going to give us 14. So we go to DSA and SSS. Same sign subtract, different signs you add. Now from there, the next thing is you check which one are we going to use. You're going to use SSS because they have positive signs before them. So we are going to have minus there, and then we have 6 minus 14 is going to give you -8, and then 4n minus 4n is going to give you 0, and then 4n minus 20m is going to give you -16m. So -16m is equals to negative, that is -8. -16m is equals to -8. So you divide -16 everywhere, -16 everywhere. Our m is equals to a half, or 0.5. So if m is 0.5, you replace the value of m in either of the equations. So which one do we choose? And again, we use the initial equations we started with. We don't use the redefined equations for our purpose of accuracy. So we have 4m plus 4n is equals to 6. So we replace the value of m as 0.5. So 4 into 0.5 plus 4n is equals to 6. 4 times that is going to give us 2 plus 4n is equals to 6. 4n is equals to 6 minus 2. And then for n is equals to 4, then n is equals to 1. Our value of n is equal to 1. So by that, we have solved our equation. And then when you replace them, they just give you the exact thing. They should satisfy your equations. You can now replace them, maybe for purpose of proving what we are talking about. The values, if they don't prove your question, then it means that it is wrong. If they don't prove your question, then it means that it is wrong. So 4 into m, our value of m is 0.5 plus our value for m, it is 4, and then n is 1, is going to give us 6. So it is 1 is going to give us 2 plus 4, which equals to 6. So 6 is equals to 6. So that means our equations are right. That means our equations, they are very okay. So we move to the fourth equation. We are going to do 2 more so that you get a deep understanding of what should be happening when you are given such like question in an exam situation. So part D, we have, it says 4x minus 2y minus 2 is equals to 0. And then 3x minus 3y is equal to negative 3. Now, when you check on these two equations, the equations do not have the same format. Equation 1 has the non-letter value on the left side, and then on the other side we have 0. So the first thing is we redefine our two equations. They be having the same format. So it's going to be 4x minus 2y. This one is going to come here. So it's going to be 2. Then 3x minus 3y is going to be negative 3. The next thing, you choose the number to eliminate. The number to eliminate, let's now, in our case, eliminate x. So if we are choosing elimination of x, check on the values of x in each of, that is the values before x in each of the two equations. Here it is 4 and here it is 3. The values are not similar. So what do? We make them similar. And one of the ways we make them similar is by considering the LCM. And the LCM of 4 and 3 is 12. So we are going to ensure that at the value before x, the first equation is 12, and the second one also it is 12. How do we ensure that? We are going to ensure that by multiplying the first equation by 3 and multiplying the second equation by 4. So after multiplying, it's going to give us, so it is 12x minus, so this number affects everything here. So it's going to be minus 6y is equal to 2 times 3 is 6. Now 4 times 3 or 3 times 4 is going to give us again 12x minus 3 times 4 is going to give us minus 12y is going to give us minus 12. That is when you simplify. Now we chose to eliminate our letter x. So we are going to use DSA still and SSS. But the one that we are going to choose, it is our SSS because the signs are similar. So from there, we do our subtraction. 6 minus 12. 6 minus 12 is going to give you 18. Now, minus 6 minus 12. So minus and minus is going to give you positive. Minus 6 minus 12y. So this one is going to give us a positive. Then we are going to have plus 6y is going to give us 12x minus 12x is going to be 0. So 6y is equals to 18. If you divide by 6 everywhere, y is going to give us 3. Y is going to give us 3. Now, from there, we replace the value of y in one of our equations. We replace the value of y in one of our equations. And the one of our equations, it is what? 3x have 3x minus 3y is equals to negative 3. So y is 3. So 3x minus 3 into 3 is going to give us negative 12. So you are going to have 3x minus 9 is equals to minus 3. So 3x is equals to minus 3 plus 9. This one has gone the other side. So our value 3x is equals to 6. Our value of x, you divide by 3 everywhere. Our x is going to be 2. Our x, or the value of x, becomes 2. So we have value of y is equals to 3, and the value of x is going to be 2. Get to the last question for today. Last question for today, which is going to be, that is a 0.4y. We have part A, 0.4y plus x is going to give us 3.5. Then we have 0.5y plus 0.5x is going to give us 2.5. So the decimal point should not worry you about anything. So we are going to have, consider the number which you are going to eliminate. And for this case, I'll choose x. It is much easier because when I look at the coefficients of x in both equations, this is 1 and this is 0.5. So for us to make them similar, we are going to multiply by 1 here, then we multiply here by 2, so that we make the values of x, that is the values before x, the coefficients of x, to be similar. So we are going to have a redefined equation to be 0.4y plus x is equals to 3.5. So y here, because we multiply by 2 everything, plus x is going to give us 2.5, that is 5. So what do we do? Same signs we subtract. So we have 3.5, that is a 3.5 minus 5 is going to be negative 1.5. Then we have x minus x is going to give us 0. 0.4y minus that is going to give us 0. Minus 0.6 y. So minus 0.6 y is equals to minus 1.5. Divide by minus 0.6, divide by minus 0.6. Y is equals to 2.5. Our value of y is equals to 2.5. So the next thing you do is replacing the value of y with 0.25. So if you replace the first equation, 0.4 into 2.5 plus x is equals to 2.5. So this one is going to give us 0.24 times 2 is going to give you 1 plus x is going to give us 2.5. Not 2.5, sorry, it is 3.5 here. So this is 3.5. So x is equals to 3.5 minus 1. Our value of x is going to be 2.5. And if you replace them in the equations, they are going to also satisfy our equations. They are going to satisfy our equations. So up to that point, I believe you have been able to gain more understanding on the elimination. That is a method when solving simultaneous equation. And up to that point, consider sharing this information to your friends and also your classmates who are also having a challenge in mathematics, and see you in our next lesson. Thank you.